Thank you, Richard. I couldn't start my presentation in a better way. You have really paved the way for me to deliver SABIC strategy to the audience, and the strategy that I'm talking about has been well thought through. SABIC organization itself has been approved by SABIC board, has been shared with key governmental organizations, and it is well aligned with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia strategy. And we are going to share the part that is relevant to this conference, the part of the strategy that is relevant to this conference. If this is a car, a lot of arrows are pointing inside the car. All of this material that you see, the chemistry, all of the chemistry inside the car is made by SABIC. So we could put more arrows here, but it would be very congested, so we just took some examples. So yes, we produce chemistry, we produce chemical and polymers, hundreds of grades of polymers, and many, many chemicals that go in a car. But we, after more than 30 years of operating experience, we understand that we are not selling chemicals. What we are selling to our customers is the physical performance of these chemicals. So because of our in-depth understanding, we have continuously grown our ability to compound chemicals to solve problems that come as physical problems that come as a result of using these chemicals. We have T&I capability that has been growing over the years. We exist in we have in all the continents. We have T&I capability in all the continents. We do have 18 centers. The largest of them is in Saudi Arabia. So we have evolved from basically producing molecules to producing solutions, and we are increasingly in our strategy going to move closer and closer to our customers, understand the problems they are facing, and deal with them. And this way we can enable not only the car industry, but many, many other industries that use chemicals for physical properties. So we have come up with this strategy that is that's based on leveraging on SABIC capabilities, inherent capabilities, as well. It's compatible with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia market, and we will show that in a minute. So here what you can see is 7 parks. There are more parks that we have in our strategy, but I picked the 7 that are relevant to this conference. So we're talking about creating these parks in Saudi Arabia. These parks are specialized industrial parks. They will produce different kind of components and material that will go in industrial application, including cars. We're talking about engineering plastic park, metal park, rubber park, paint and coating park, polyurethane park, carbon fiber park, and additives park. And then we'll show more later about some details of these parks. But before I show you more, let me give you a sense of market. Why Saudi Arabia? Why these parks in Saudi Arabia? Because the market is in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is the largest oil producer in the world, the 5th producer of chemical and petrochemical in the world, the largest producer of desalinated water in the world. Saudi Arabia has very aggressive plans to produce electricity out of non-fossil fuel, and aggressive plans to go downstream with its industry and auto industry, the subject of this conference. So when you look at in one slide, you see Saudi Arabia business model. What you see here is a country that did grow its power generation, its water desalination, its refining capacity and oil production capacity, its metal capacity, production capacity, its basic chemical production capacity, and now is growing other industries you see in the bottom of that slide. But there is a circle in the center that is void right now. That is a vacuum that we have today. We have heavy industries, but we don't have the specialized industrial material and services that these industries heavily depend on. These industries are buying more every year. Every year. These industries buy more than $100 million worth of material and industrial services. Where can you find a market like that, so specialized, except in Saudi Arabia, the largest oil producer in the world, the largest water producer in the world, number 5 producer of petrochemicals in the world. We buy all kinds of material every year, sustainable and growing. And most of it is imported. Less than 10% is made in the country. Now, it's not only because Saudi Arabia badly needs this material and services, but also Saudi Arabia, as was pointed out by earlier presenters, is strategically located to export this material and services, to Europe, to the growing Africa, to the rest of the Middle East. And you can see that in my presentation so far, I have shown you why Saudi Arabia, because SABIC produced the chemistry and has the services to service those chemistries and to make the physical performance materialize. But also, I have shown you that there is a market for these parks in the country. And I'm going to later show you other reasons why these parks should be in Saudi Arabia. But before I show you other reasons, let me explain what I mean by these parks. We have made 2D conceptual design for these parks. If you want to know more about the design, please come to 3:30 today. We have organized a workshop at 3:30 in Salon number 4, where we can share with you more details about the concept and the details of the design. And we really welcome your engagement to influence where we are going with it, and to be a partner in design and implementation. So please give us that opportunity to hear from you at 3:30 in Salon number 4. But I'll take you through one park. We have so many parks here, and we don't have enough time to go through the details, so I'll just take you through one park, and then we'll fly over other parks at high speed. And if you really want more details, please give us the honor of having the discussion with you at 3:30. So here is the rubber park. It's moving very well. Conceptually, we have thought through it in details, and it's moving very well. We expect the conceptual design to be concluded this year. And then, because we are a company that knows how to execute projects, we can move from concept to implementation. And we have gate procedure. We know how to make things happen. In the rubber park, you see the heart of that park is the mixing operation. And we have plans to give that heart a lot of attention, because it will enable everybody else in that park. One major customer of this mixing is the tire industry. So we are going to be aligning the mixing design with the tire industry requirement. And the MRG stands for manufactured rubber goods. We're talking about hoses and roof waterproofing and insulation and seals, window seals, and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about so many other components that will come out of this park. Now, why is all the rubber industry in one park? Well, there is a good reason. We don't want it to be spot investment. We want it to be harmonized. We want all of those investors to engage in the design phase, to design this park to their fit for purpose, not very expensive, because they will pay for it if it is expensive. It will be fit for purpose. It will have services specialized for rubber, utilities specialized for rubber. It will have workshops specialized to enable rubber investors. It will have training facilities specialized to enable rubber investors. And so it's synergy in design. It's not synergy after design. That's what we are. I don't think you will find any other park that started with synergy anywhere in the world in the design phase, except in Saudi Arabia. And we have learned this from other experiences. We have studied other parks other rubber parks, we have learned a lot from those studies. Now, let me fly through other parks, because in every park there is a heart. And in every park there is a brain. And the brain, I pointed out, is our technology and innovation and product development capabilities. And the investors will enjoy all of that, plus they will enjoy the synergy between themselves. They will have that and the synergy. So here is another park, which is the BOM, BMMA, ABS, and polycarbonate park. And these chemicals are good chemicals for car industry and other industrial applications. And this park has a very good business case. And we are very optimistic the rubber and the BOM, BMMA, ABS, and polycarbonate will be among those that come to life first. Now we have another very important park in our strategy, which is the polycarbonate park. We know polycarbonate is magic. When you have polyurethane. Polyurethane is magic. Polyurethane provides a lot of solutions for our problems. And the heart of this park is the system house. And we will continue to develop this park design. Right now we are designing it further with the feedback that we get from our investors. Now we have paint and coating park. Again, there is a heart in this park. And I'll just keep additives park. Oh, we have oil, so we bring all the additives from outside the country. We have huge and growing cement industry, and we bring all those additives from outside the country. We have a growing energy sector in the country, and this park will serve it. We have industrial lubricants and fuel additives. This park will serve it. SABIC has the feedstock to these parks and the know-how to contribute with the know-how of the investors. And the carbon fiber park, and so on. In the interest of time, let me say that these parks have market in Saudi Arabia and in nearby region. But not only that, because as an investor, I know you care a lot about market. We are also investors. We know what motivates investors. We know you are motivated by market. But we know also you are motivated by low capital investment. So like what you heard earlier this morning, plug and play model will be part of the park design, where you move your core investment in and you rent everything else. Now, the scope of the plug and play model will have to be designed for each park differently. It will have to be designed with the involvement of the investors themselves. So what is plug and play? We have an idea what it is, but we want the investor to, in each park it will be different. It will be general kind of plug and play services, and there will be very specialized services that are shared by the investors, and all of that will be operated for the investors at a reasonable cost. Okay, now, so you bring your core business and you plug and play. That is the concept that we are designing in this park. In these parks. But we know also that it's not only the market and the capital that you care about. We also understand that market and capital is not enough, but a human element is an essential part of any business success. And we are putting at your disposal our successful SABIC model in developing the human element in cooperation with the government of Saudi Arabia. We have today, SABIC is a global company. It has 86% Saudis operating SABIC, operating very, very complicated technologies. And we know how to bring a high schooler to operate complicated technologies. We take them through English training, work ethics, and of course safety first, English training, work ethics, technical training, on-job training, and we reward for performance. We don't reward for seniority. So for each successful accomplishment, we reward the individual. We have Saudized most of the SABIC itself. Now we are Saudizing SABIC contractors. We have 5,000 now going through this program. We can blow this to 50,000, 100,000, because the government of Saudi Arabia is behind us, and they are paying for most of this. And we have agreement with the government to expand this model to other investors. And we can show you. Come and see it for yourself. We'll take you through very complicated control rooms, and you will think, this is, what are these young people doing on these panels? You will be amazingly shocked to see the young generation operating these complicated plants, and we know that this is part of any business success. We also realize that now we are venturing here into parks with hundreds of investors. And we realize the investors have knowledge that can complement our knowledge. And so a part of our implementation is to engage the investors very early in the game, the committed, interested investors very early in the game, in the design, in the implementation, and thereafter in the operation through what we call park investor councils. For each park, there will be a council, there will be governance, and there will be continuous engagement between the investors and with the operator of the park and with SABIC. And the government, of course, is a major player in enabling all of this. So far, we've talked to investors. Today, we are talking to more, and we hope to get your interest high to join us in the workshop later, 3:30 today in Salon number 4. So far, we have very interested investors. We just went to market just less than 2 months ago. We start engaging, and people are signing up to engage, and some of them are moving with our schedule. Some of them, they think they should move faster. So again, I extend the invitation to you to come to the workshop today and help us improve our business proposition. There is a card. We have a website. The card is available out there. I have more with me. You can access and sign in the website, sign your interest to be party to these parks. And in our process, we will be later on engaging with you. We have a schedule, okay? The schedule is moving per our gate procedure. And right now, we will engage with you. We know the value proposition for each, what we are working now, the value proposition for each part of that park. We know the value proposition is different, even within one park. It's not the same. So we are surgically analyzing each part of that park to make sure that we have a value proposition that attracts investors. Okay, so it's not an overall package. Yes, it is, but there are subsets under that package that makes that particular business attractive. We are willing to listen to you, to hear what you think is right and wrong, to change our strategy when we need to change it based on your knowledge, to improve it. The devil is in the details, and we have a great idea, but we have to have great implementation. And that can only happen in cooperation between ourselves and the investors and the government of Saudi Arabia. So 3:30, don't forget that, Salon number 4. Thank you very much.